So let's open this thing and see what we have. Okay, so that box, that was an outer box. That is extremely good packaging. This thing is gonna get to you safe. I'm gonna give that a thumbs up on the packaging. So here we go. Here's the RKIN Zero installation water purifier. So let's open this thing up and see what we have. Nice set of instructions. So it says you've got to run it through a couple of times to flush the filters before you start drinking from it. And that's pretty normal for most all filter systems. Once again, we have very, very good packaging. So here we've got styrofoam on the inside. Okay, so there it is. There's the unit. Okay, so let's go ahead and take off the tape here. The only downfall to tape is that they always leave some kind of crud behind. Okay, that seems to have done pretty decent. Couple of spots. Like I said, this is the downfall to tape. Is leaving behind a big nasty mess. Okay, we'll have to get that off there later. This out. And there's another part in here that's got to be taken out. Looks like a diffuser of some type. Yep. This is where you fill up the water and then push it in, and then probably just turn it on, and that's it, I bet. I bet you there's not a whole lot more to it. They want to make this thing simple. I bet you it is. And I bet this goes in like that, on one side or the other. We'll have to look up the instructions. I'll bet it's this side because I see a hose up there. I should read the instructions, but I'm one of those people that can just grab things and figure out how they work. And I can already see up inside of here, see there's a little tube up in there, and that tube is going to pour into here, it looks like. Let's see what came inside of this little box. Ah, the plug. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be a standard low voltage machine. Let's look at what the voltage is on this. So we can see for the people that have RVs and have an inverter that are going to want to use this. Let's see what it runs. 24 volt, 1.5 amp. So this thing's not going to use hardly any power at all. So the whole idea is you can just use it right where it sits. So these are the technical specifications, and this is what we really want to know here, okay? So the product weighs 25 pounds. You can use it between 113 and 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Maximum hardness of 25 grains. It says hardness over 10 grains may reduce the lifespan of the reverse osmosis membrane. The production rate is 40 gallons per day. It runs 24 watts of DC power. The treated water reservoir is a half gallon, and the supply water pitcher is 1 gallon. I believe this is the supply pitcher right here. What makes this nice is there's nothing to hook up. There's nothing to do. You pour the water in the pitcher, put it in there, hit the button. You got drinking water. This is going to be a great option because you can just set this up, plug it in, and make water only when you need it. And you don't have to install anything. For the homeowner, I mean, you can't get easier. Somebody that's in an apartment, let's say you live in an apartment and you don't want to modify something under the sink because it might affect you getting your deposit back. So this is a great option for rentals as well. It's a great option for people on boats. I can tell you right now that this thing, I have it on an unlevel surface, but it's not going to tip over easy. In fact, this is something that you could build a little holder on a counter in a boat or something, and it's not going anywhere. Okay, I've got the pitcher filled up. I love the fact that it's got this grab handle under here that you can get all 4 of your fingers in to grab a hold of this thing with one hand. Very good design. Somebody was thinking. All right, got it pushed in. The front face is flush, which means it's pushed in all the way. All right, the only thing left to do now is to push the button. Starting to draw water out of here, out of the tank, and it's starting to fill the filters. And then eventually we'll see water starting to come into the tank right here. I gotta say, this thing's pretty quiet. It took less than 20 minutes to go through the first cycle. And this is with the filters brand new. So it takes a little bit of time for the filters to fill with water and start to flush. Okay, I emptied and rinsed out the finish reservoir because it had the dirty carbon water come through, which is totally normal when you set it up the first time. So there we go. I've refilled it, plugged it back in. Now I'm gonna hit the button, and there it goes, starting up again. So it took less than 20 minutes last time. Also, I'd like to give kudos to the company for making this, that they use the same type of a plastic like you have on your Britas and your other type of pitcher water filters, except I noticed that their plastic's just a little bit thicker. Also, all of it is molded, which means that none of these ends are glued together, which is another excellent, excellent feature. So it's a very well-made product from what I can see. I have seen several other types of filters like this, other brands, and what I like about this one is the ease of use and how fast it is. This thing made water in less than 20 minutes. Drinkable water. That's awesome. It's not very loud. I mean, if this was on the counter in your kitchen, you would not hear it over a television set. You wouldn't even know it's going. Wow, it already went through another cycle. It's been all flushed out. Now it's time to put in the actual water to be drank. It's done with another cycle. Now it's ready to drink, and I have to admit, that's why it's a little low. I already tried a little bit. It's good. It's really good. Okay, so just push the button. It looks like it's nice and tall too. Should fit most stainless steel water containers. Very easy to dispense. And it looks like there's enough in the finished product to fill a coffee maker, which is important. At least it is for me. But look at that. It's pure and clean. And I'll tell you what, this stuff, it tastes just like reverse osmosis water that you buy at one of those machines. Let's take out the 2 screws and let's find out what it looks like and what it's going to be like to change the filters on this thing. Okay, so there's one Phillips screw out, and let's do the second one. Okay, there's 2. All right, let's pop this off. Oops, there goes the 2 screws. Okay, I got my screws. All right, there's the back of the unit. And there's your 1, 2, 3, 4 filters. Looks like the pump is down there underneath. They got a nice plate here mounting everything in place. Everything looks real good. It's got, these are quick disconnect fittings. I was reading up to make it easy to change these out, and it looks like they're just quarter turn. You pop them in and you quarter turn. Looks like changing the filters, it won't be any problem. And look, they also give you a set of instructions. Not hard to pop this back on at all. Fits on nice and tight. It's a good design. 2 simple screws. The only thing I would change if I was going to make a recommendation to the company is next time put a little bit bigger recessed opening. See that recessed opening where you put your screws? Put a bigger recessed opening where you've got one of those cam lock twists where you can just use your hand and then there's no tools required. It's always better to have no tools. It kind of fits the whole zero installation thing, in my opinion, having to use no tools. That's the only thing I would change. I mean, honestly, this whole unit, I have no complaints. The only thing I could recommend is a couple of small changes. That's it. The RKIN zero installation water purifier and reverse osmosis. I like this thing. RKIN, give it a try.